Hey guys, Sherk here, back to explain all of the research I found on the Sherk slide. Now, things have been found, notably this page on the Deadlock Movement wiki, known as AG2 dashing. So essentially, it is the same mechanic that I've been talking about, or describing as the Sherk slide. By dashing, then on the next tick, crouching on a ramp, as these characters, you can gain a large impulse of speed with peaks of 1,000 units per second. This speed quickly tapers off due to sliding friction, which is what I found in my last video about the Sherk slide tech. So it's not a new tech, but the way it's described in this video, as well as other notes on it, are slightly inaccurate. The characters that are in this list can do it. All of these characters can do it, but so can a couple others. So it's either outdated or hasn't been updated. To include a couple other characters that have been recently added, like Drifter, Doorman, Mina. They didn't test these ones, but also the characters they don't list, I haven't been able to recreate at all. So Yamato, Wraith, Paradox, Shiv, McGinnis, Infernus, Haze, and Grey Talon, as well as Calico. All of those characters I have not been able to replicate it on, so it makes sense. It coincides with this list. The only issue I do have is this AG2 dashing only works during set times in the match. So there are weird increments. Even right now, I'm outside the increment of where it should have happened, and I just did it with Abrams. I'll bring up the movement speed window just to show that I am reaching that speed. But now it's 210, so this should be the increment window that I can do it, and I'm able to hit it. The speed at which you go 1,000 just depends on like the angle and everything as well. So I'm hitting 1016, 1020, 1018, 1019. It's not exact, but there are characters that have windows that are other characters can't slide on. So Doorman works on him, but then similar times there's like pools of characters that it will work on and it won't work on. Because at some point in time, I'm not sure exactly what causes it. It might not even be these set times because the windows don't match up with actual success on the slide. Although there are periods in which I can't hit it on certain characters. There are certain pools of characters, Doorman, Mina, Holiday. Once you can't do it on them, or like one of them, it kind of you switch to the other ones and you won't be able to do it on them either, but you'll be able to do it on other characters like Kelvin and Geist. And when you can't do it on them, you can't do it on all of them. There are like some groups of characters that have exactly one frame after the dash. Some are like one frame after that, I believe. They have a slightly different timing on their AG2 dash Sherk slide timing. But I'm not really sure. I haven't tested when those increments are. Those increments of failure are. It just eventually, when I was practicing this mechanic, it would just stop working, and I wouldn't know why. This seems to be an anecdotal reason why, the time increments, but we'll see as time speeds up. I'll skip to, 8 minutes after I'm talking, just for you guys in the video. And I'll show you that you can still slide on a bunch of the characters in the list, and like Doorman, Holiday, and Mina, the ones, or some that are not in the list, you know what I mean? Holiday is in this list, but who's not in this list that can do it? It's pretty much everybody. I believe it has to do with their dash itself, not just the. I don't know if Doorman and Mina have Animgraph 2 um, animations, because AG2 is just a new animation style or animation system itself implemented in the Source 2 games, which means that these characters have the Anim 2 graph and they attribute it to that itself, but unless Doorman, Mina, and the others also have it, Anim 2 graph, then maybe it's not related to this, but currently it does seem pretty logical that it is related to this. It's some sort of impulse like movement right at the start of the dash, and then for some reason sliding on top of a ramp in like the direction you dashed will give that impulse immediately and like hold it in the slide movement instead of going to whatever the max dash speed is, 635 or whatever for characters. So just a little bit more explained on the tech. I'm gonna give you a little explanation now on how to practice it if you want to get good at it. It's basically you just want to dash and slide faster and faster and faster until you basically don't see your dash at all and you're just hitting the slide. If you do it too fast, even without the increment of time, if you press it too fast, you'll just do this bugged dash instead of the slide. During those increment of windows of time, you actually these these times which they claim it will work and won't work don't actually match up with it, but there are increments of time that don't allow you to hit the slide, and you will hit this phony dash animation instead of the slide, even on the ramps. So there needs to be more testing done for when these actually happen. It could be just character specific or pool specific for certain like characters that have similar um, dashing systems built into their kits. So I'm not really sure exactly what stops them from doing it or what causes the intervals to not work on specific characters. See, now there's an increment of time in which currently I won't be able to hit it on Geist, I won't be able to hit it on Kelvin, and it just does this phony dash instead of the actual dash into slide. And there's a certain set of characters that it'll happen on. See, now he's doing the roll. I'm doing the same thing, holding left, doing the shift into control. I don't have any different keybinds, and yet I'm not able to hit the dash anymore as I was before consistently. You know what I mean? So, and it doesn't match with the time set in the wiki itself. So it's kind of confusing, the wiki. It describes it correctly, but also gives some weird anecdotal information and doesn't show really how they got this information. So it could be time, it could be something spawning on the map, it could be something like in-game coding that like things are happening and it causes these to not work. So I feel like they should kind of keep it consistent and either have it happen all game or have it happen not at all. Because certain characters can do it and certain characters have different windows and certain characters can't do it at all. Certain characters seem to be able to do it during all points in time. So I'm not really sure how this is gonna go, but that's the Sherk slide AG2 dash, more explained. If I find any more information, I'll try to put it out, but that's pretty much all I have for now. That's pretty much all I found experimenting with this. So thanks for watching.